Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. We ask that you continue to find your seats. Please keep in mind that only official photographers are permitted on the traffic circle and Mont. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. officers, non-commissioned officers, soldiers, and civilians, on behalf of Brigadier General James Burke, the Commander of Medical Readiness Command East and Director of Defense Health Network East, welcome to the Womack Army Medical Center Change of Command and Assumption of Responsibility Ceremony. During today's ceremony, Colonel Stephanie Mont will relinquish command to Colonel Kane Morgan, and Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims will assume responsibility of Womack Army Medical Center. We would like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Major General Patrick Work, 18th Airborne Corps Deputy Commanding General. Command Sergeant Major Brett Johnson, Command Sergeant Major, 18th Airborne Corps. Command Sergeant Major Gabriel Wright, Command Sergeant Major, Medical Readiness Command East. Colonel Luke Whitmer, Commander, U.S. Army Garrison, Fort Bragg. Command Sergeant Major Daniel Scott, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Garrison, Fort Bragg. Former Medical Readiness Command East Sergeant Major Alexander Potu. We also welcome fellow brigade and battalion commanders, Command Sergeants Major, Fayetteville and Fort Bragg community partners, family and friends joining us today in person or online. On the field before you today are, from your left to right, Womack's Medical Readiness Battalion, the Fort Bragg Soldier Recovery Unit, and the Fort Bragg Dental Activity. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Joshua Huey, Womack Army Medical Center's Executive Officer. The presentation of roses and gifts is a long-standing military tradition that serves as a symbol of appreciation and devotion during change of command and responsibility ceremonies. At this time, Sergeant Anthony Baca, NCO of the Year for the Medical Readiness Battalion, is presenting personal gifts of appreciation to Colonel Mont's husband, Colonel Retired Caesar Mont, and their son, Aspen. Please accept these gifts as a token of thanks and farewell from Team Womack. At this time, Specialist Aiden Rakers, the Soldier of the Year for the Medical Readiness Battalion, will present a bouquet of yellow roses to Colonel Morgan's wife, Mary Bryan. Specialist Aiden Rakers will also present a bouquet of yellow roses to Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims' wife, Mary Jo. These gifts welcome them to Womack Army Medical Center. Yellow is the color of new beginnings and symbolizes their arrival as new members of the Womack family. Womack Army Medical Center is one of the largest medical centers across the military health system. The facility is currently configured to a 93-bed hospital with more than 3,600 daily clinical visits and serves more than 200,000 beneficiaries, including active duty service members, families, and retirees. Fort Bragg is the center of the universe with the most deployed active duty population in the United States Army. The first hospital facility was constructed in September 1918 and called Camp Bragg Base Hospital at Camp Bragg, North Carolina. This hospital was a 500-bed facility located in 22 buildings. Today, that area is the Bastogne Gables housing area. In June 1932, a new 83-bed, 3-story, fully equipped and modern hospital was built. The new facility was called USA Army Station Hospital 1. It served a post-population of 3,000 soldiers, and as the post-population grew, USA Station Hospital 1 was closed in 1941, and the building became the 18th Airborne Corps headquarters. In May 1955, ground was broken for a new Army community hospital. In 1958, the hospital was completed and named after Medal of Honor recipient, Private First Class Bryant H. Womack, an enlisted medic. It became and remains the only hospital named after an enlisted soldier. On October 1st, 1991, the community hospital was redesignated Womack Army Medical Center, Fort Bragg. 1 year later, on September 3rd, 1992, ground was broken for a new facility which opened on March 9th, 2000. Womack Army Medical Center remains a premier medical center over 26 years later, and recently earned the Joint Commission's Golden Seal of Approval for hospital accreditation and recertified as a Level 3 trauma center. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation provided by the Womack Army Medical Center Chaplain, Lieutenant Colonel Ivan Erekin, and remain standing for the arrival of the official party and singing of the national anthem by Miss Isa West.
Almighty God. Proverbs 17, verse 3 states, "The refining pot is for silver and a furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the hearts." Colonel Mont has proven her character, her leadership, and her devotion to this community and to our nation. Watch over her and her family as they begin this next adventure under your care. And we welcome Colonel Morgan and Command Sergeant Major Mims and their families. Grant them peace, sustain them as they serve, and may your favor be upon them in the days to come. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets break around the bombs bursting, hit and proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home hooray.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The change of command is a simple yet traditional event, rich with symbolism and heritage. The unit colors are located at the front of the formation and signify the continuity of the organization. With the transfer of colors goes the transfer of responsibility for the accomplishment of the mission and the welfare of soldiers and civilians assigned. It signifies a definitive point in time for the passing of command from the former commander to the new one. Similar to a change of command, the assumption of responsibility is a time-honored tradition, marking a vital milestone in the history of the unit. This ceremony formally marks the transfer of senior enlisted leadership, sealing a sacred commitment to the readiness, health, and welfare of every soldier and civilian in the organization. The key to the change of command is the passing of the unit's colors. The colors represent not only the heritage and history of the unit, but also the unity and loyalty of its soldiers and civilians. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian of colors is the commander of troops, Major Joshua Dewey. The ceremony begins when the commander of troops passes the colors to Colonel Stephanie Mont for the last time. Colonel Stephanie Mont then passes the colors to Brigadier General Jamie Burks, signifying a successful completion of command. Brigadier General Jamie Burke then passes the colors and all that they represent to Colonel Kane Morgan, charging him with responsibility for the unit as its new commander. Attention to orders. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of Womack Army Medical Center, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, effective 28 July 2026. Signed, Kane Morgan, Colonel, Medical Specialist Corps, Commanding. Colonel Kane Morgan then passes the colors to Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims, charging him with the responsibility of Womack Army Medical Center as the Command Sergeant Major and custodian of its colors. Charge orders for Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims. Let it be known that from this day forward, the commander of Womack Army Medical Center has placed special trust and confidence in your patriotism, dedication, integrity, and leadership abilities. Therefore, you are hereby appointed as the Command Sergeant Major of Womack Army Medical Center. Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims then returns the colors to the guidon bearer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General, Medical Readiness Command East, Brigadier General Jamie Burke.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly an honor for me to be back here at Fort Bragg to host today's Change of Command and Change of Responsibility ceremony. Certainly a unique ceremony marking both the change of the Womack Commander and the Command Sergeant Major. I want to thank you to the chaplain for the blessing and words of inspiration this morning. Also, the color guard looks absolutely amazing, as well as the soldiers on the field. And also a special thank you to Ms. West for your rendition of the national anthem. Round of applause for her, ladies and gentlemen. To welcome commanders, command sergeant majors, civilians, family, friends, and guests attending in person and virtually. And a special welcome to our distinguished visitors. General Work, sir, good to see you this morning. Command Sergeant Major Johnson, thank you for support as well. Also, the Colonel Whitmer and Command Sergeant Major Scott, and certainly Command Sergeant Major Kutu, thanks for your support. Thank you for taking your time out of this busy day to support these deeply rooted Army traditions. So as we gather this important ceremony, we stand just 3 weeks beyond an historic milestone, the 250th anniversary of the United States. And on July 4th, our nation observed 2.5 centuries since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This anniversary is a moment to reflect on the bedrock principles that sparked a revolution. The self-evident truths that all are created equal, endowed with inherent rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This celebration is a time to honor every American who has contributed to our nation's story and look toward the future as we build the next generation. The United States Army story is intrinsically linked to this nation's birth. The Second Continental Congress established the Continental Army on June 14, 1775, a full year before the Declaration of Independence was signed. This means that our Army is older than the nation it was created to defend. From the colonial revolutionaries who fought for independence to the soldiers who have served in every conflict since, the Army has been the steadfast guardian of our republic. For 251 years, in times of war and peace, the American soldier has been the guarantor of the freedoms first declared in 1776. Today, this change of command and assumption of responsibility ceremony is more than a transfer of authority. It's a renewal of our sacred commitment to the ideals of our founders. The passing of colors symbolizes the unbroken chain of leadership and selfless service that traces back to the first soldiers of the Continental Army. So as we look beyond America's 250th anniversary, we are reminded that the defense of our nation's principles rests on the shoulders of men and women who wear this uniform. They carry the same torch of duty and liberty that has lit our nation's path for generations, ensuring it continues to burn brightly for the future. So now please assist me in honoring and thanking Colonel Stephanie Mont for her leadership while in command. Stephanie, your tenure has been marked by expertly leading our most demanding but rewarding medical center, which was demonstrated by a successful Joint Commission survey, a re-verification as a Level 3 trauma center, and maintaining a elite Grade A rating. You also expanded empowerment by over 6,300 patients and increased services for retirees and veterans. Thank you most for taking care of our people. Thank you also to your husband, retired Colonel Caesar Mont, who has supported you on this command ride. And I often talk about the Army as a team sport, and Stephanie, you did not get here alone. So I also want to thank you to your son Aspen, your father Stephen, stepmother Vicky, stepfather Bill for being here as well and celebrating this milestone with you. Wishing you nothing but continued success at your next assignment as a Special Assistant to the Army Surgeon General for Military Health System Governance. So as we bid farewell to one commander, we embrace the opportunity to welcome a new Command Sergeant Major and a new commander. Team, please help me welcome Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims and his family. Command Sergeant Major, this essential responsibility is a visible demonstration of the continuity and leadership and the enduring strength of the Non-Commissioned Officer Corps, the backbone of our Army. The Command Sergeant Major is the standard bearer, the senior enlisted advisor, and the absolute pulse of this command. Command Sergeant Major, as you step into this role, I challenge you to continue and to prioritize the enlisted ranks of this medical center because they are our greatest strength. Invest in their training, their development, and their resilience, understanding their challenges, celebrating their wins, and fostering an environment where every member of this team feels valued and supported. And ladies and gentlemen, also help me please welcome Colonel Kane Morgan and his family. Kane, hang on. As you have seen command of this exceptional team, continue building on this established foundation of excellence and commitment to our mission that Colonel Mont has concretely settled. Your priority is the soldier and their family. Womack is here to support the 18th Airborne Corps, ensure the warfighters are healthy and ready to deploy, keep them at the center of everything you do, and you will succeed. You bring a wealth of experience and a proven track record of leadership to this role, and you are no stranger to Fort Bragg. And I have full confidence in your ability to guide this medicine to even greater heights. So, Command Sergeant Major Mims and Colonel Morgan, as you both step in these vital roles, remember we are not just delivering health care. We are building trust. Trust with our patients, trust within our ranks, and trust within the Army that we serve. That trust is earned through consistent, compassionate, and competent care, through unwavering support for the people who provide that care. Bottom line, take care of the soldier, take care of their family, and they will take care of you in the mission. I offer you my full support, and I have no doubt under your leadership, Womack will continue to excel, to innovate, and make a difference in the lives of those that we serve. So let us move forward, united in purpose, dedicated to our people, and committed to their care. Combat-ready care, this will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the former commander of Womack Army Medical Center, Colonel Stephanie Mont.
Good morning to our distinguished guests, fellow commanders, community partners, family, friends, and most importantly, the incredible soldiers and civilians of Womack Army Medical Center. Thank you so much for being here today. I'd like to start by highlighting our singer this morning, Miss Issa West. I actually saw her sing at a recent Woodpeckers game. It's a Fayetteville AAA baseball team here, and I knew she was the daughter of one of our senior civilians here at Womack, and I'm so honored that she was able to be here this morning and honor us with her voice. So let's give her another round of applause. So when I received a call on 25 July 2024 that I was being pulled from the alternate command list to come to Womack, I was shocked, humbled, excited, and a bit scared. Was I truly capable of what the Army needed from me? Someone who had only graced the halls of a medical center as a patient or to attend a meeting as a veterinary corps officer. I knew that I would need to trust my instincts, trust my team, and trust my leaders to guide me. Over the last 2 years, I wasn't always sure about my instincts, but I never doubted the reliability of my team here and my leaders. To Brigadier General Burke and Brigadier General Rainey, thank you for your steadfast leadership and trust in me at Medical Readiness Command East. Each of you truly understand Womack and always provided me with what I needed to rise to the challenge this year. I look forward to continuing to support each of your commands in my new role at the Office of the Surgeon General. To the incredible leadership of the 18th Airborne Corps, Lieutenant General Anderson, General Donahue, Major General Cogdell, and Major General Work, thank you for pushing Womack to excel. Supporting the Army's Global Response Force and flagship power projection platform is a monumental, no-fail mission. Your vision, partnership, and integration of the medical enterprise into the Corps' mission have been vital to our shared success. I take away a tremendous new understanding of this installation and our nation's contingency corps because of my time serving with you. No commander succeeds alone, and I have been exceptionally fortunate to stand alongside some of the finest leaders in our Army. To my battle buddies, my command sergeants major, CSM Angela Cox, Sergeant Major Timothy Millette, and CSM Christine Schieber. Each of you were exactly what I needed as my right hand. A commander is only good as their senior enlisted advisor, and I was blessed with 3 of the absolute best. You each allowed me to be vulnerable when necessary and gave me the push and confidence to trust myself. Thank you for your wise counsel, your fierce advocacy for our soldiers and civilians, and for keeping the heartbeat of this organization strong. Your discipline, standard setting, and unwavering dedication ensured WAMC remained combat ready and focused on our people. To my executive command team, Colonel Forrester, Colonel Farley, Colonel Bajer, Colonel Riley, Colonel Marsh, Colonel Kimbler, Lieutenant Colonel McKenna, Lieutenant Colonel McNeely, Ms. Morales, Lieutenant Colonel Galpin, Major Huey, Ms. Crawford, Ms. Zimmerman, and Ms. Lewis. Thank you for your exceptional support and steady leadership. Your administrative, operational, and clinical foresight kept this massive, complex medical center running seamlessly. You navigated fiscal challenges, rigorous inspections, and daily operations with grace, professionalism, and absolute dedication. You made the hardest days look easy, and your strategic vision was the engine behind every milestone we celebrate today. Each of you stepped up when called upon and ensured that I was able to balance my family commitments and command. And to Scott Farley, your presence over the last year has been a blessing to me and to Womack. I truly hope that we work together again in the future. However, it would be an honor to work for you, so I hope the Army puts a star on your chest before I retire. To my extended family, friends, and colleagues, you all rooted for me, and I appreciate every text, email, and social media comment. A special thanks to my Veterinary Corps teammates for always reminding me that the entire Corps was counting on me to be successful. To my parents, thank you for laying the foundation of service and dedication in my life and for your unwavering support. My dad is here today. Dad, you found a way to be present for all of these events, and I am so blessed that you made it here again today. Thank you for always supporting your Army daughter, no matter where this career took me in the world. To my mom in heaven, a year ago you went home and left behind the last decade of pain. You were always my biggest cheerleader, and I know that you are smiling down on me today, along with my extended family. Plus, if you're getting your hair cut, you are surely bragging about me. To my step-parents, Bill and Vicki, I wish you could be here today, but I know you always have my back. I'm eternally grateful for having the most supportive bonus parents. Each of you truly appreciate and understand the sacrifice of military service. To my husband, Caesar, and my son, Aston, you both are my anchor. Command is a family endeavor, and the sacrifices you have made over these last 2 years have allowed me to focus on this incredible organization. Those sacrifices were more than we imagined at the beginning. Geographic separation was hard. It truly sucked. Thank you for your endless patience and love. I love you both so much and can't wait to experience Washington, D.C. together as a family, at least until Aston goes back to college in a few weeks. But then Caesar and I can truly enjoy being empty nesters. When I took command of Womack Army Medical Center in September of 24, I knew I was stepping into an organization with a profound responsibility, providing accessible, safe, and high-quality health care to more than 200,000 eligible beneficiaries across Fort Bragg and the surrounding communities. What I learned quickly was that the heartbeat of this massive operation, our medical center, soldier and community-based medical clinics, medical readiness battalion, soldier recovery unit, and dental activity is not the brick and mortar. It's the 4,000 soldiers and civilians that show up every day, every hour, every weekend, and every holiday. You are the ones that make the mission happen. Over the last 2 years, I've watched you relentlessly pursue excellence. When it came time for our Joint Commission triennial survey, you didn't just meet the standard, you shattered it. And with zero findings in the immediate threat to health and safety category, and maintaining our Leapfrog A rating, ensuring our continued level 3 trauma verification, enabling care for not only Fort Bragg, but the surrounding areas of North Carolina. That is a testament to your daily commitment to our patients. You embrace the call to expand access to care. Because of your hard work, we increased impanelment and dramatically expanded our services to retirees and veterans, delivering 200,000 additional encounters and processing 300,000 more prescriptions in an already busy medical center. You ensured that those who served before us received the world-class care they deserve. To our incredible civilian workforce, I want to say a special thank you. In 2025, when we faced the immense challenge of a 6-week government shutdown, you did not falter. Even as the stress and uncertainty of the shutdown weighed heavily on you and your families, you showed up to work every single day. Because of your dedication, our doors stayed open, our clinics remained staffed, and our patients never felt a gap in their care. Your loyalty to this command and our people during those 6 weeks was nothing short of heroic, and I'm profoundly grateful for your resilience. Womack is not just a hospital, it's a readiness platform. To the soldiers of this command, your dedication to military readiness is unmatched. Together, we drove down our MRC4 rates to less than 2%. And over 200 of our finest, we sent them to developmental schools, from EFMB to Air Assault to Airborne to Best Leader and Best Medic competitions. Our graduate medical education programs produce the future of Army medicine, continuing to seek improvement of our programs and expanded opportunities for our students. Our soldier recovery unit is the best in the Army. While you continue to transform and expand, you ensure that soldiers in recovery and their families have the essential support to return to duty or transition with a solid foundation for a post-Army career. Our DunTAC is phenomenal, also producing the future of Army dentistry, but leading the way in ensuring that Army dental facilities achieve accreditation by the Joint Commission within the next 3 years. When the call came for the Armed Services Blood Program mission, you all rallied and collected over 1,200 units of whole blood in just 7 days. Through the reinvigorated Senior Medical Council, you built the most comprehensive installation health service support plan in over 15 years, proving that Womack and the 18th Airborne Corps operate as one seamless, medically ready force. And to the administrative and logistics professionals who operate behind the scenes, your meticulous planning allowed us to optimize our resources, stewarding over $1 billion in funding to maximize our operational efficiency. Your work directly translated to better patient care. Leading this organization has been the honor of my career. Through memorable and sometimes emotional town halls and monthly patient and family partnership council meetings, I have listened to you, learned from you, and been continually inspired by you. You are an agile, dedicated, and brilliant team. Never forget your importance and your why for serving at Womack. You truly are a world-class healthcare team of exceptional medical professionals who care for America's sons and daughters. Kane and Sergeant Major Mims, you're inheriting the absolute best in Army medicine. I know this incredible team will support you just as fiercely as they have supported me. And bonus, Womack is getting a second Texas Aggie in a row taking command. Gig 'em. Thank you all for your dedication to our mission, our patients, and to each other. Combat ready care, this will depend.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of Womack Army Medical Center, Colonel Kane Morgan.
To the troops, go ahead and rest. In color guard, you can achieve those colors. Said no. All right. Brigadier General Burke, Major General Work, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen of Womack. It's wonderful to be back here at Fort Bragg, the center of the universe. I appreciate everyone taking the time out of the busy schedules to join us. It's great to see so many faces, so many familiar faces. I am truly humbled by the selection and excited at the opportunity to command the prestigious Womack Army Medical Center. I want to thank my family, my mom, my father, my sister, for making this trip to North Carolina to be here with me. I know it's a short trip, but I'm very grateful that y'all are all present. Mary, you know what I'm going to say. You are my everything. Thank you for being with me, standing by me, and supporting me through my military career. I love you. Stephanie, I can see the positive impact that you have had on this command over the past 2 years. I appreciate your openness during the transition, not just in the weeks, but over the past several months. Your willingness to facilitate the continuity of command has set me up for success, and I wish you probably even greater successes up at OTSG. Enjoy. Get going. Command Sergeant Major Mims, I'm energized to know that we are coming on board at the same time. Your reputation exceeds you, and I look forward to your wise counsel as we support the soldiers and civilians of this great institution. To the soldiers and civilians of Womack, this place holds a special place in my heart. I first came here in 2003 to conduct my clinical rotations as a PA student, physician assistant student. At that time, I would never imagined I would take command of the organization. Really, I was focused on readiness. I was focused on learning as much as I could, seeing as many patients as possible, as I knew that this was the place to build my skills and my experience, because I was going to deploy. It was not if, it was when. And I think we are in still that same situation. And we have to look at Womack as the readiness that we have to be prepared. So let's do everything we can do now to be ready today. So when we go tomorrow, we are there to support the warfighter. Last, over my many years at Fort Bragg, I've had numerous conversations with people that have been patients, inpatients, welcome new family members. We're just seen in a clinic, ancillary services. And I would ask them, what was your experience like? And it was a consistent response. It was great. It was wonderful. The staff took great care of me. And that is the trust General Burke was talking about. That is the trust we owe to the community of Fort Bragg, to our warfighters, and to their families. So in closing, I look forward to learning more about our people here at Womack that I support, that myself and Command Sergeant Major support. And most of all, I look forward to serving with you and for you in these next 2 years. Combat ready care, this is what we would pick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Sergeant Major of Womack Army Medical Center, Command Sergeant Major Jackie Mims.
Major General Works, Command Sergeant Major Johnson, General Burke, Command Sergeant Major Wright, distinguished guests, family, friends of the Womack Army Medical Center. Thanks for being here. Although I have served in the 18th Airborne Corps 3 times, this is my first time here at the center of the universe. I look forward to what that means and what that entails for me and my family. I'm going to keep it short being the new guy, but I do have people I need to thank. First and foremost is the good Lord. He has always kept me and my family safe, healthy, and allowed us to be successful. They say he takes care of children and fools, and well, I'm old, but he still chose to take care of me. Next, I have to thank my wife. For 26 years that I've worn this, or for 27 years that I've worn this uniform, 26 of them she's been by my side. Words can't express how thankful I am for that. Next are my children, my ever-expanding family, my son Jackson, his fiance Emma, my son Joseph, his wife Sam, my two grandsons, Oliver and Connor, my son John, and my daughter Joseph. All four of my kids will have gone to 3 different high schools in their time from 4 different locations. I can't tell you how great that resilience is and meant to this family. They never complain. Every now and again they'd ask, it's not for good again, is it? But they never really complain. So I thank them for that. To the 2 sergeant majors that were not filling in because they were doing the job, Sergeant Major Mollett and Command Sergeant Major Schieber. They filled in and they did what NCOs are supposed to do. They moved to the friction and they ran this hospital like it should have been ran. So I thank you for that. You're making my job coming in a lot easier. Colonel Morgan, I look forward to being your Command Sergeant Major and being your ear, and sometimes maybe just argue a little bit. It's okay. To the soldiers, families, civilians of the Womack Army Medical Center, I'm humbled and I'm proud to be your Sergeant Major, and I look forward to serving for you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Army song. The lyrics can be found on the back of your programs.
Sir, this concludes today's ceremony. Big show to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please come forward to bid farewell to Colonel Mont and her family, and then join us for a reception at the Blue Ribbon Dining Facility to welcome Colonel Morgan, Command Sergeant Major Mims, and their families to the command. Combat ready care, this will defend.
I have a face for radio and voice for radio. From my mind to your mouth. Ballpark guy. Perfect face for radio.